Last time on part 1 and part 2, we explored Flinders Ranges and discovered an historical mining town called Blinman. We went deep underground to see where it all began, coming across breathtaking sights and ancient billabongs along the harsh terrain of our journey. We travelled a far distance to see Blinman Hut, only to be turned around as the gates were locked.
Alright, so we got a little kerfuffle. The gate is locked, so for whatever reason they don't want people to go down to the hut. I'm absolutely spewing because I've driven all this way.
This time on Knock Loose 4x4, I get permission to enter the lock gate of Blinman and reveal the hidden secrets that few have seen before in the Flinders Ranges.
Hey young guys, welcome back to another episode of Knock Loose 4x4. This is the Flinders Ranges. You'll never guess where I am. So if you do want to find out, you got to stay tuned because this is one episode you will not want to miss out. And if you're coming down to the Flinders Ranges, this is where you need to come. This is heavenly.
I woke up determined to figure out how other people have accessed Blinman Hut, so I got ready and packed up in search for more information. Back when I was in Blinman, I spoke to some locals on how there was one gate that was locked to get into the Blinman Hut. They told me that the hut was actually a privately owned hut, and I had to talk to the original owners at Malulu Station to access past the lock gate. They told me behind the lock gates was a hidden gem that I had to check out, so I was beyond excited to see what all the fuss was about. When you're travelling to Flinders Ranges, you'll notice that there's abundance of old gates on the main roads. This is because these public roads are cutting through private properties and farmlands with livestock on. So I decided to waste no time and drove down to Malulu Station. I had the honour to meet two of the hardest workers on Malulu Station. Eddie and Rose were the friendliest four-legged fluffballs I've met on this trip and just wanted to play stick with me all day. But I was too keen to see this hidden gem called the Ferguson Gorge, so I checked myself in and paid my entry fee to get into the gorge.
So I've successfully checked in, and they give you your own little key and a detailed map, so gotta love the Sharpie map. So off to Ferguson Gorge we go. I've actually driven this track before when I went down to go see those ruins. If you remember, there was a lock gate when I was trying to get down to Blinman Hut. Now, I wasn't aware that Blinman Hut and Ferguson Gorge is essentially 2 in 1. Alright, back to my old friends. So, this time I came prepared, got a key this time, so I can finally get in. Not going to do that mistake again.
This track is definitely slow driving as there's deep ruts and sharp rocks. You have to have a four-wheel drive to enter these gates as it's the rules that Malulu Station put in place. So take your time and don't rush as there's no phone reception to call for help if anything goes wrong. At the very end of the track there was a car park where you could see Blinman's hut from. I was a bit confused on why someone was camping inside the hut until I found out this.
So you can actually book out the Blinman Hut and actually stay there. What would be awesome. I wasn't aware at all, but what an experience that would have been.
I was a bit disappointed as I really wanted to see Blinman Hut, but also should have done more research before coming up here. Either way, I was excited to see the hidden gem, Ferguson Gorge.
So this place is really well marked out. So there's arrows everywhere, there's little rock teepees and all that. So you can't really get off the beaten track here. That's really good. Unlike the Blinman pools, that place was terrible. It had literally next to no markings and it was just easy to get lost.
Now, I've got to be straight up with you guys. I heard Ferguson Falls was beautiful, but that is such an understatement. My jaw dropped as I wasn't expecting something so spectacular as this. My camera honestly couldn't capture how magical this place was, but I hope it's enough to make you want to experience this yourself.
How you going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Knocked Loose 4x4. The Flinders Ranges just keep giving and giving. Check out where I am. So this must be one of the goats' hidden little secret playgrounds because there's so many goat poop everywhere around here. And I don't blame them because this is gorgeous and they can run around, hop, skip and jump and just have a blast. So what lucky goats. Check out that rock over there. It looks like it's holding that little lip off the cliff by a couple of little rocks. That is awesome. If you look very closely, just up there, there's a wild little cactus plant. I love them, they're actually so cool.
In the same vicinity, just off the beaten track, there was a bunch of hidden caves.
Now, I'm just currently off the beaten track just a little bit, and if you look hard enough, you'll find exactly where I'm talking about. But up here, I found myself some little caves. But the best thing up here is you can actually see that the goats have actually used it for their bedding. So there's a whole lot of poop and all that on the floor, and I can just imagine when it's pouring down with rain, this is where the goats actually seek shelter. Just behind me, there's another rock getting held by this tiny little rock. So if you do come up here, be really careful where you put your feet or what you grab onto, because some of these rocks look pretty unstable. I'll tell you that much.
Being out here has really made me think about how much we take for granted. And the biggest thing I feel most people take for granted in this life is time. Time is free, but it is priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back. In my life, I've always heard a common saying, one day. The truth is one day may never happen, so seek out what's truly in your heart, and only you can make your dreams happen. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but would you regret it if you never done it?
When you come down to Ferguson Falls, I would allow a good whole day just to view this whole area. It's something that you just don't want to rush, and you want to take everything in. Even the drive here, not hard at all. It just takes a little while because it's very up and down and left to right, if you want to say that. That's Ferguson Gorge ticked off the bucket list, and I'm so glad I went all this way just to go see it. They mentioned that kids can do this track easy. Now, if you've got like a little toddler, definitely not easy. You'll be carrying them for most of the way, put it that way. And if you do bring the little ones, make sure they don't touch the water, because that water was really grim. And there's actually a fair few dead goats and kangaroos around the area, so make sure you keep an eye on them. I actually reckon that a lot of the animals that passed away back there were actually died because they kept on drinking that stale water. Now that water was really black and manky, and it was just not nice. So definitely keep them away from that. But otherwise, Ferguson Gorge, what a treat.
So this next part is the sweetest thing, but also so funny, and I had to put it in for memory's sake. Unfortunately, I didn't film this part, so I have to tell you. As I was walking back down to my highlights, 2 random people approached me out of nowhere and said to me, "We've been looking for you." I fully shit bricks at this point as I'm all alone and have no clue why someone would be looking for me. They said they saw me arrive but realised how late in the day it was getting and thought I seriously hurt myself. So they sent out a search party for me. These were the people staying in the private hut. Ferguson Gorge is literally in the middle of nowhere, so if something happened to you, you would be in trouble as there's no phone reception or house nearby. But if you keep an eye on one another like these people did for me, you're pretty safe no matter where you are. We laughed it off and they invited me back to film their private stay in the hut.
This is
and look, a wood
unreal.
stove, so we cook on that.
Oh, beautiful.
It's amazing, but there's no light.
Yeah, okay, so you actually need a little generator to come down here.
Yeah, we just got lanterns.
But we don't
that's
do
fine.
generators.
Nah, you guys like
And then
rough and tough in it. Oh, you got a toilet!
Yeah, and a shower.
And a shower. I haven't seen one of them in a little while.
And cold water.
That is fantastic. Oh, you got hot water as well.
Yeah, you fire up the donkey to show you. Pretty cool.
This is unreal.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely
Do you know much about the history about this hut? No.
beautiful.
Oh, it's not that old. Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
That's hot water.
Yeah, so we
That
fired
is
up.
fantastic.
Yeah, we fired that up about 3 hours ago, and the water's still hot.
Do you guys know the lady who owns this?
No.
No? Oh, you just booked it?
Yeah, we just
I,
booked
well, I just said
Oh,
let's
the
go
bar.
to the station,
Yep.
and then when you found this as part of this station,
it. At least I can have a shower.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can literally rough it up, but, you know, have a set base and all that. That is fantastic. That is gorgeous.
so yeah, we just fired everything up when we got here Friday.
You probably could fit one swag in there.
Oh,
yeah.
it's almost nice enough to
If we
stay
weren't
outside.
brother and sister and we were a couple, you could probably get your swag in
You
there.
can put the mattress in there and all
Yeah.
that. Does it get cold at night time?
No.
No. Well, you got the fires
out
and all
here
that.
it's freezing.
Yeah, out here gets really, really cold.
Inside we
That
have
stays
the stove
warm.
going.
Wow.
Beautiful. I think the chimney heats up or something, but it's been lovely.
But it's
yeah.
just been absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you mind how much is it per night?
It's like $100 a night.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was
$100.
$105, something like that.
For the experience, it's
Yeah.
worth it, and all that. And especially, if I knew this, I would have came here and booked it out,
Yeah.
done this whole thing in
Yeah.
one whole day.
Yeah.
Because like it's like 4 o'clock now. It's
Yeah.
almost time to set up camp. So
Every day we've gone in a different direction, and we've gone that way. Obviously, the first day
Yeah.
we went that way. Oh, we've gone up there. We followed the road back for a while to see if it crossed the creek. We followed this creek, and around the corner we followed the creek all
So we
towards
ran
the
out,
gorge,
didn't
and then there's another one that branches out the other way.
Oh,
And we
really?
climbed the top of that.
so there's
big
actually
hill.
a lot more to explore around here.
There's heaps.
Wow,
There's heaps.
that is unreal. That is fantastic. You've got yourself a little gem here.
Well,
I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna note this one down because like this is something I'd love to stay
It's
here
called
one
the
day.
Blinman Hut.
Yeah. Nah, this
Yeah,
is.
there's a sign up there, and yeah, we were talking about him. He's in shorts, man.
He's gonna freeze. Oh, thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate that.
I said, which way do we go?
I could go back to my musket now.
We'll go around to the car park and then see what happens.
Yeah,
Then
that's
come walking out.
Oh, well, thank you so much, guys. You guys have a lovely night, and all the
Check
best
out
trip.
your YouTube.
Yes, please do. Thank you so much, guys. See ya.
Next time I'm in the Flinders Ranges, I want to book out this hut and continue to explore this side of the lock gate. Knowing I just brushed the surface in this area makes me wonder what else I missed out this way.
So I just got back into the car now. It's about 4 o'clock. I'm pretty much on the dot actually. And I just wanted to say I met the most beautiful people just before. They're staying at the Blinman Hut. So that hut is a privately owned hut by the Mooloo station. But I was gone for such a long time exploring Ferguson Gorge that they actually got worried for me, and they thought something happened to me. So they sent a little search party for me, and my heart broke when they're like, "Oh, there you are." I'm like, "Wait, what happened?" They're like, "We've been searching for you." And I'm like, "What? I've just been exploring." If you are watching these, you too, a big thank you for that. It literally made my day, and it really warmed up my heart, because it just shows how you can be so remote, and you know there are people looking out for you. What's really, really good.
I had to make my way back to Mooloo station to drop my key off. I was greeted with tails wagging by Eddie and Rose once again, and they had to show me the brand new stick they found. I had to rush though, as I was entering the magical time of Flinders Ranges and didn't want to miss out. Yet again, camera doesn't do justice on what I was seeing. This is one day I'll never forget. Flinders Ranges is just nothing like I've ever seen before. I made way to camp, ready for my next big day. Next time on Knock Loose 4x4, we travel to an ancient indigenous art site that has been preserved for over 5,000 years. We discover another ripper pub in the Flinders Ranges and get caught up in a desert storm.
It is bucketing cats and dogs at the moment, and the thing is, it's getting worse and worse.